Changing Perspectives on Child Art by PSriram. Children are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. You may give them your love, but not your thoughts, for they have their own thoughts. You may strive to be like them, but seek not to make them like you. You are the bows from which your children, as living arrows, are sent forth. Let your bending in the archer's hand be for gladness. Khalil Gibran. In the 1880s, led by psychologists and educators such as Stanley Hall, John Dewey, and Sigmund Freud, who believed schools should adapt to the needs of the developing child, the child study movement begins. Art education shifts from treating children as mini adults to a focus based on individual needs. John Dewey believes that children should be allowed to grow mentally, physically, and socially, and developed a school in which he taught children to become creative, critical thinkers and learn about life. In the 1900s, art education pedagogy includes a desire to make children's lives happy and beautiful. Child art is believed to be an innate process of creating symbols to depict objects and express emotions. Artists, such as Matisse, Picasso, Kandinsky, and Klee, develop an interest in the artworks of children and wish to bring the same expressive aesthetic to their own works. The idea of child as artist begins to take hold. In the 1910s, art education shifts from a focus on proper drawing techniques and picture study to releasing the creative potential of children. Alfred Stieglitz holds an exhibition of children's artwork in his New York studio in an effort to raise questions about accepted art education practices. In the 1920s, art educators such as Florence Kane and Margaret Naumburg promoted individualism over social demands and believed that every child has the power to create. Art pedagogy became guided by the child's needs and included technical instruction only when the child felt a need for such a learning experience. In the 1930s, an art education free from restrictions is a widely accepted trend. Art expression is recognized as a natural function inherent in everyone. In the 1940s, Victor Lowenfeld developed stages of artistic development, outlining a system of measurement for creative and mental growth in children. Post-World War II, progressive pedagogy was adapted to public school art education practice. Developing the creative potential of each child was important in helping children adjust to a rapidly changing society. Creative self-expression was the goal. During the late 20th century, condemning the laissez-faire approach of creative self-expression, many art educators have returned to a more discipline-based art education approach. Attitudes towards children's art remain varied. The high value previously placed on individual creativity is now focused upon an academic approach to art education. Art educators and psychologists recognize that children's art making helps them to make sense of society.